Today we are joined by the founder and creator of Smart Passive Income. If you don't know who he is, you better ask somebody. Pat Flynn, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Mark.
Pat, it is absolutely my pleasure. Thanks for taking a few minutes out of your busy day to chat. So I'm going to get right into it, Pat. I consider you one of the most revolutionary innovators in modern day business. You're doing a lot of things that people haven't been doing for a long time. I'm curious, in your perspective, what are you looking for when looking into a potential evolving trend? What is it you're looking for? What's that common denominator in trends?
Yeah, I mean, trends are interesting, right? Because on one hand, I know from my own experience as an entrepreneur that trends can be a trap sometimes because it's what everybody's talking about. And if you say yes to this new thing, you're also at the same time simultaneously saying no to the thing that you once said yes to before. And so if you keep following that squirrel, you're never going to make any progress. So the first thing I look at when I'm seeing a trend is just, okay, well, how new is this and what's the potential for it? And how does it potentially outweigh the things that I've already said yes to? Is it worth actually going down that path? Because likely there's a trend, but then there's another trend and another trend. So there could be multiple trends happening at the same time. So I always try to kind of take an educated or calculated guess at, okay, well, of all the trends that are out there, which one seems to be more relevant or more interesting? And then what I do is I don't often just say no to things because I'm already saying yes to other things. I see, okay, maybe an opportunity to experiment, to micro test. And I love taking that approach. And I, in fact, have this thing that I practice called the 20% itch rule. In fact, where 20% of my time I allow to get onto the trends or to try and experiment with certain things, knowing that it could completely flop and be a complete waste of time. But at least it's contained within that 20% because I have the other 80% of time that I know I'm doing the things that I need to do. So if you look at the days of the week, that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, cranking on the things that I know I need to do, and then allowing Friday to sort of be my play day, if you will, my experimental day. I kind of see it as like, and I don't condone this, but like gambling. But if you go to a casino, the last thing you want to do is to bring your ATM card and like always be open to going back to it. What is recommended, I heard, is you take a certain amount of money that you're totally cool losing. Like if you lose it, it's not the end of the world. You're fine, but it does give you an opportunity to win. And that's kind of the fun in it. It's almost entertainment money. And I see my 20% of my time to explore new trends and things as that similar analogy, if that makes sense.
I think it's super smart because, as you know, as well as I do, it can be so easy to get caught up working in your business. You're not working on your business. And in a world where things are evolving so rapidly, you have to be trying new things. In this year, in 2020, you've launched the income stream where you are just going live on YouTube every day of the week, which quite impressive, I might add. And of course, the SPI Pro community as well, which is an exclusive membership for people that want to take the next level, which is really phenomenal, by the way. But I want to talk a little bit about you. So you've scratched your 20% inch. You've started trying something. How do you determine whether or not that usage of time is valuable and you're getting your return, or if it's time to pivot to another idea?
Yeah, it's all about setting goals, because if you don't have a goal for something, and the goal being something measurable, number one, but also time-based. By a certain time, can this happen? And of course, what the beauty of that is now I can sort of, okay, I got 3 months to see if this will work. Okay, well, where do we want to be after 2 months, after 1 month? And I can almost reverse engineer the progress along the way. And that allows me to see, even after month one, hey, is this even possible to get to where we want to be at month 3? And if not, we can actually make a change earlier or dump that idea to go to a new one. Or we can see maybe we're ahead of the plan, in which case we can put even more resources and maybe devote 25% of the time or 30% of the time if we see it has some legs. The truth is, you have to, if you want to try something new, you have to give it a chance, which is why just focusing on one other new thing is the right option versus, okay, I have this extra time. Let me try 50 different things at once. I recommend the same thing when starting on a new platform or anything like that. But goals that are measurable and time tracked is really, really key. And just along the way, being able to break up that big goal into sort of mini milestones to just understand along the way whether it is or is not still worth moving forward. Another thing that I had done recently in my 20% of time was the switch pod, which is an invention. Yep. Right? And this was a big itch that I wanted to scratch. I wanted to see if I could invent a physical product that could sell. So me and my videographer, we came up with an idea to create this specialized tripod for vloggers. And we spent a year and a half sort of building this. And in fact, it was probably 5 to 10% of our time weekly that we were devoting to this. But we kept getting a green light to move on to the next stage. We kept validating this idea up front with people and sharing our prototypes with people and continued to get green lights, which continued to move us forward. And that's what kept us going. And with the ultimate vision of, running a Kickstarter campaign and hopefully raising $100,000. And when we ended up launching that campaign in February of 2019, which was our timeline, can we earn $100,000 on Kickstarter within a 60-day period after launching on Kickstarter in February of 2019? We ended up reaching that goal in 11 hours and 26 minutes, which was pretty cool. So that business now is running, and that's one of those examples of where that quote unquote gamble paid off.
Yeah, well, and like you said, you always need to be listening for these green lights, and I think that can be very challenging for creators, right?